So you're trying to work out why you keep dating the wrong kind of person and how to change it so you can date someone that's more compatible with you.
That's right.
Okay, so tell me more about that.
Okay, well, recently I just dated someone that in the beginning, this is pretty much how it starts out. Amazing, I'm telling my friends all about it. Always seems like it's like it's the new love. It's like, oh, I thought I knew what love was before, but this is love. And she's making me feel great. I have this voice in my head that's always telling me I'm a piece of shit, and that voice is getting quieter and quieter. And then something happens later, and the whole thing changes. She's telling me all these negative things, and now it's like yelling. So like I just broke up, and now that voice is screaming. It's making me question every interaction I have, and it's like, Fard, you're just a huge piece of shit, and it's louder than ever. So the same lady that was like making me feel like a more complete person, and the thing is that I feel like I shouldn't, maybe that's the problem. Maybe I'm going to feel complete or something. What I see as red flags in a person that maybe I would, my friends say, oh, this is bad. My attitude is more like, oh, I think I can help. I see it as a project, like I can become better, and I see there's potential in this lady, and I can help her. At least that's my analogy. I mean, who knows? Maybe I'm not like that at all. I don't know, but that's what I'm thinking is at this point from talking to friends and stuff.
So I'll tell you now that when it comes to dating, one of the biggest mistakes that people make is thinking that their job is to solve the other person's life or fix them. Your job is not to fix your partner.
Okay.
Your job is to make yourself the best version of yourself possible. Think of it like a road, and you're traveling on your road, and your partner is traveling along their road, and for a period of time, your roads will go in the same journey, and you're going to choose to walk together. You are going to continue on that journey for as long as it makes sense.
Okay.
And at some point, maybe it doesn't make sense for you guys to continue on that road anymore. And at some point, it makes sense to keep working together and continue on that road. But you can't make them join your path, and you do not want to switch and start following their path.
Okay.
It's very important that you go on your road, they go on their road, and ideally your roads go together. Now, the reason that relationships fall apart is because people don't illustrate collectively where their road is going. So what happens is you're going to start dating somebody and you've never told them where you want your road to go.
Yeah.
So they don't know, but they know where they want their road to go. And now you guys are walking along the same path, and then you start getting this weird compromise where they're trying to tell you they want to go that way and you're trying to compromise to help them, but then you're trying to pull them the direction you want to go and they compromise and go that way. And before you know it, your relationship is a sequence of compromises where neither one of you is really happy and you're both constantly giving for the other person. This is that experience where you start feeling that negativity and you can hear people's voices and they're being negative towards you and making you feel bad because they're trying to manipulate you into their path. They want you to go down their road and end up at their destination.
Makes so much sense.
Instead, what you need to be doing, man, is you've got to outline what your path is before you get into your next relationship.
Okay.
You need to know clearly where the path is and explain to somebody, anybody that you meet, that this is the path you're on and this is the journey you're going to. And you're looking for the right person to join you on that path. Okay. Now you're only going to meet two different types of people. Okay. People that are going to lie to you and pretend that they want to go on that journey with you,
yeah.
Or people that truly want to go on that journey with you.
Okay.
The ones that want to go on that journey with you, they're going to go with you on that journey and they're going to go all the way. And it's going to be one of the most fulfilling and incredible relationships you've ever had. The ones that don't really care about your actual destination and kind of just want to be with you for a while, they're going to give you a false version of themselves. You're going to start off, everything's going to be great, you're going to think it's wonderful, and then they're going to try and push you on their journey. The cool thing about this is because you've been clear about where your journey is, all you have to do is reset to them and say, hey, this is the journey I want to go on. This is what I told you I want to do. If you don't want to do this, that's fine. But at that point, it makes sense for us to go our separate paths. In that way, they can move on and do their life, and you're going to move on and do yours.
I love it. Instead of trying to solve that problem right there and trying to make it like, find the compromise.
One of the best things you can do in a relationship is to take that concept and start shouting out from the rooftops about what your journey is. Make it really clear to everyone what you expect in a relationship and what you want to give.
Yeah.
When I'm dating somebody, I make it really clear from the beginning. This is who I am. This is what I offer, and this is where I'm going. And I also list my limitations.
Is it an ongoing process? Like you don't just do this the first, you got to bring it up again.
You have to bring it up again and again and again.
Okay.
I made a mistake in my relationship just a few weeks ago we're hanging out with one of my family members, and I have a rule in my relationship. It's me and my partner against the world.
Yes.
Right?
I actually say that.
Right, it's a great relationship rule. I have that rule and I follow it. But my nephew was in town. And my nephew was in town from South Africa, who I haven't seen for a really long time. And my nephew and my partner were kind of arguing with each other for fun. They were like play arguing. And I sided with my nephew because I haven't seen him for so long. And I thought it would be funny to side with my nephew. But I really upset my partner. And it wasn't because of anything that was said or done. It was simply because I broke a rule that I told my partner was constant.
Yes.
It's me and her against the world. So I pulled my partner to one side. I apologized. I explained the whole situation. And I've also told her in the past that while I know where I'm going and what I'm doing, I'm going to make mistakes.
Yes.
And I'm not perfect. But when I make a mistake, I'll acknowledge it. I'll apologize. And then I'll move on and try and make things better. In your life, you need to do the same. You need to be confident to go where you're going and comfortable enough to explain when you've made a mistake and apologize and move forward. What's powerful about this is, sure, I made a mistake, but I also reaffirmed in my mind, it's me and my partner against the world.
Okay.
For now, for many, many months, maybe even years into the future, I'll remember my mistake and focus on the solution to that, which is me and her against the world. That's the rule, and that's how it goes down, even in jokes, even in playtime, still me and her against the world.
Yes.
And as long as she remembers that and I remember that, we will always make sure our journey goes in the same path.
Okay, that's really good.
Yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Awesome. Any other questions about it? Is there any other things you need to clarify?
You know, maybe just because of right now I broke up with somebody, so it's fresh in my mind. I go back to things and I think like, oh, you know, like now she's gonna think this, or like, and it's only because I'm doing so much right now that I don't want that drain. Do you have any advice for that? You know,
when you think these things, when you think about, you know, the impact of what she's saying, how does it make you feel?
it's weird. It's like I go, I don't want her thinking that because it's wrong. It's not true. But I know everybody has their own reality too. So I'm like, it's okay. Let it go.
Why?
But then it comes up again.
Why does it matter so much to you that this person thinks bad things about you?
Well, I like leaving everybody better than I found them. Even if it's just one time I met them. And maybe, I think she said this just to hurt me, but she said, I benefited nothing from you. You're not even valuable as a friend. I know this was all out of anger. She wanted more from me, and I'm only in town for a week. I live the rest of the time in Hawaii. So I think she really just fell in love and then didn't get what she wanted and got hurt. And now she wants to hurt me, but it worked. She knew me really well, and she knew how to hurt.
So this is something that lovers will often do when they separate. The idea is they want to cause as much pain as possible.
Yeah.
The reason for that is because they want to show you what you're making them feel during the breakup. So they're essentially trying to give you reciprocation just in a negative way, right? They're trying to hurt you because they want to get a reaction.
Okay.
The opposite of love isn't hate, it's indifference.
Okay.
The true opposite part of love is when someone doesn't care about you at all. You know, they just walk past you on the street like you're absolutely nothing.
Well, that actually makes me feel good right now, just hearing that.
Right.
Yeah.
So when someone's angry or hateful towards you, it's because they love you, because they care, and so it's hurt them so much that they're lashing out in this way. When someone's like, see ya, and they walk off, that's the most cutting thing they can do. Because they're like, I truly don't care about you, right? You could.
So you can actually have compassion now.
Right. And now you can really appreciate that the hurt that she's trying to give you comes from a place of pain. And this is someone that you loved, maybe still love.
Yeah.
And now you can hear where that comes from, that hate. One of the most powerful things you can do in a breakup is accept it and be the stronger person.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean the bigger person. It's the stronger person.
Okay.
Let them, the way I used to say it is let them lash out and be angry against you and know that you're moving on and they're moving on and your new world will not contain any of that anger or any of that pain. But that part of their coping mechanism is gonna be anger. It's one of the stages of grief. They have to get it out. And if you can understand that that's their part of grief and you can meet that with acknowledgement, with acceptance, with love, you're gonna find that that makes it so much easier for them and for you. So when I break up with somebody and somebody says to me, hey, you know, I'm really mad at you and you're this and you're that and you're the other, I just say to them, I get that I've hurt you. I get that you have these feelings. I am so sorry that you're in pain.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry for what I did. I wanna let you know that if you need to vent at me, if you need to talk to me, if you need a reaction, anything you need, reach out. But ultimately, this is the end. and I will always be there as a friend, but all this anger is just evidence that we do need to separate and move on beyond this.
Thanks for saying that. That is what I said.
Nice.
Yeah.
And that is the only thing you can say. Now, what's really cool about this is I always allow distance for like 6 months to a year where I won't reach out. And then invariably I'll find that they'll reach out to me or there'll be some kind of crossing of paths. And then when they do, the first thing I do is I say, hey, I just want to let you know, you're awesome. And these are all the reasons why you're awesome. I'm not saying it for any reason other than I think it's really important that when we separated, there was some negativity between us. And I want to make sure you know that I hold nothing but respect for you and think you're an incredible person. And while we didn't work, the chemistry wasn't there or things didn't add up, I still truly want you to have the most wonderful life. And if you ever need anything, reach out to me, I'll be there. And it's that secondary separation is one of the most touching, powerful separations you can have, and it really cements the friendship.
I really like that because, all my exes, there's only one that I think was really, really bad. All of them are a really good people. But even the bad one, it's like, you take a part of them with you. So it's like, how could you not care about them somewhat?
Absolutely. And I think most of us learn from our past relationships. Yeah. And that's what fuels the success of the future ones. It's that lesson that makes us decide to move ahead and try something new in the new relationship and to learn from it. So I think it's worth respecting those past relationships. Yes. And also, if they meant so much to you, like we often say phrases like, I would do anything for you or what have you. I like to maintain that in the future. And I let them know, if you need me, call me. I'll be there. One way or another, I'll help. I will find a solution to make sure that you're okay. That moment that we had together, it meant something, and it will always mean something.
Thank you, Adam.
My pleasure.